here. So we're live on Rick's page, and we're live on a couple of other platforms here, VK and Twitch, and we're going to be live on other places too soon. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the global people's monetary system and where we're at with that. We're doing all the, what did you call them, the 5 W's and the H, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought, Henry. We just let's use the 5 W's in the H: the what, why, where, when, who, and how. I believe that'll keep it pretty simplified for ones to get a little grasp, better understanding of it. Yeah.
So what's the the first one then, Rick? Take it away.
Yeah. Okay. So, and please add when I'm finished. Each one. So, what is this? This is the choice and the opportunity for each human upon the planet, including children right down to the age of 12, to support and autograph their consent for the global people to create the money. So, having said that, we have the ability, the same way that banks and governments like created money and only give it to a few, we have the same ability as a people by combining together and making a global voice to create our own money. So money can be created. Very simply, and there is no limit to this money. That we can create for each individual, man, woman, and child. And, the past will not work. And none of the existing systems they have here yet, right at this moment, will not work to do this for all of humanity. So, having said that, this will work, and it does take every person upon the planet into full comfort and no longer any stress, which is huge, and you can see the implications of this. So, why do we need to? That is what. Anything I should add to that, Henry, or we should add? What it is?
Actually, somehow my speaker just cut off for most of while you were talking, but I got it back working again, so that's good. But yeah, what it is it's really simple. I don't know if I'm going to be reiterating, but I do feel like I should say that it's for people. It's just for everyone. It's for all the people, and it's created by all the people, and it really is that simple. It's like a lot of the questions where people are trying to understand. I guess we're going to get into the other parts of this, but just for what it is it's just a system of money created by the people for the people. So like, and to compare that with what the old system is a system where money is created out of nothing by a few people, and it's distributed in a way where there's a few people with trillions or billions, and there's the majority with very little at all, in their bank accounts. So we're just creating a system to where we create money out of nothing too, and it's unlimited, except this money is for all the people, and it's created by all the people. And the only way for it to be created is by all the people creating it together, and that's why it will work.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. So why? It's because the people need to do this, and the people need to create the voice by giving your support to it through just a signature that we can add to the big voice to create the big voice planet wide. And upon, I'm guessing, 1 billion to 1.7 billion signatures, At 1.7 billion, you become the biggest voice upon the planet. You Meaning that then, when you have that number of everyone supporting it and wanting this, then things go very quickly forward. No government or banks or what have you, or even anyone can oppose this. And, they may try if they have inhumane and ill intent uh, in mind to stop this. But it's inevitable. It's imminent. This does happen because of the simplicity of the plan. And it's I like to say it's a no-brainer because you don't need to think about it. Once you read the plan, you see it's the full liberation for you in this now, your children, and for the full future. And we have this ability to create anything. So why not all of us join together and create the comfortable monetary system for all, the unlimited system? So, so why again we need to do it? This could have been done 100 years ago, a couple centuries ago. However, it was not. It could even be done now, what we are doing, in 2 days. It could be done by the governments and the banks in the world, but they did not choose to do it. And you saw with your extreme measures and restrictions over the last, let's say, perhaps about a year, you saw where many had lost their businesses, their livelihoods, and where the restrictions were imposed. That's not humane. I mean, to take everything away from ones and create even more misery, that's not humane, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So many are seeing um, that actually the government is not going to do it. So we, the people, need to do it. And having said that, it's springing up just recently. I'll add in here that people of Canada and I believe South Africa on March 1st, they have publicly proclaimed that the corona is over. And you're going to see this same proclamation appearing very rapidly in every country as well, because these are the people standing up. And it needs to be understood that this is not the minority of people that are actually there and supporting it. You're only seeing the tip of an iceberg when you see a couple million people in Germany. That's only the tip. There are many more that they stay inside because they don't know that they have a choice. However, more are seeing that they do. So we, the people, need to do it, and we can do it. And at this stage right here, I will say that in the past I was attacked by governments and what have you, and that I cannot be eradicated from the surface because I'm here to do a very important mission. And I need to say that. And that's why I have initiated this. And it's why we need to bring all the sovereignty groups worldwide that were working behind the scenes for, let's say, a decade or even decades to create their autonomy and their sovereignty. And we need to merge all as one at this time. All groups, all leaders, we need to join together as one. I put my name out there and I have initiated this. And of course, we're creating a team here behind the scenes every moment. And Henry, of course, is part of this team. And it's getting extensive as we keep going forward, and it will. And having said that again, it's why we must all join together and do this. All humanitarian, eco villages and communities, all of us, we must join together. It's what everyone was working and looking for the world, and it doesn't get done if the people does not do it. It's that simple. So that's, I guess, the why. Anything to add there, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, you covered a lot, but yeah, the why is it doesn't work otherwise. Like the people have to actually unite for there to be harmony, and so by uniting to create our own money, we're doing that, and the money that we're creating is just the means of exchanging abundance in harmony as we're all united. So it's really simple. But if we don't do it, then the people just keep surviving off of a system that's enslaving them, and it's just going to end eventually. So we actually like have to create the new for it to actually completely end, and so that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Well, exactly too. The old system is imploding when you look at the news medias, and they have what they say expert economists, saying doom and gloom for the economies. It's absolute nonsense. With what we have here, saves everything in the blink of an eye. So it is very preposterous, for these so-called experts saying they don't know what to do, and at the same time, as you can see, the world's richest people over the last 12 months just got so much more rich, and and while many got poor, it's absolutely not acceptable to the people. So this is the most auspicious, glorious time for us to do this. The whole stage has been set. So I guess we can add with the why. Well, look what has occurred globally in the last 12 months. The thing is, why not? Let's do it and get it done. So, where are we doing this? We begun online, and this is part of our, let's say, uh, spreading of awareness, what we're doing. And it's right now, like, we're broadcasting on how many channels, Henry, or we have the capacity now to broadcast on about 30 channels, isn't it? 30
Yeah,
different.
we're on three right now. I think a lot of them are all for gaming, but yeah, if we are looking for people that have experience with organic outreach on social media platforms like VK and Twitch that we're on, Twitter, things that we just need people to step forward that know these platforms to help us spread, even YouTube as well, like the message or the mission of what we're doing, because we can only each of us only has so much time to do our part. So yeah, we are looking for more experts in other panels. I'm leading the social media team. Victoria is really good with Facebook, and so yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, excellent. So, yeah, anyone hearing this call, if you can assist with social media and, getting our broadcasts out there, please contact I or Henry or Christina Calherd. And I'm on Facebook as Rick Jors, and Henry, you're on as Henry Draper on Facebook. And perhaps we could. This is one thing we can do too, Henry. Include that in our chat. The um, our profiles, so ones can contact us. So yeah, it's anyone globally that can assist. Please come in and and do that. So we're doing everything now globally. This is where it's happening at, and spreading the word on the internet by the word of mouth, with flyers, whatever way any can assist in spreading this word. Just do it on your own. Get this information out about the plan and what we're doing. So it's happening globally, actually, but we're using the internet and whatever means that we can, the Pony Express, and smoke signals, whatever we need, do it all and get it done and connect with everyone.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
we can also say that like it's being like as terms of where it's like on the internet, but it's verbally as well, and soon it will be on a website. People will be able to sign or print out physical things to share around, but it's also energetic. Just by the fact that there are dozens of us already involved in sharing this with humanity in the ways that we've all been prepared for, that's already energetically put out there, and it is the highest timeline that we're transitioning to, and it is a transition into an even higher timeline as well. So it's just a part of the divine plan that people haven't been aware of because no one really talks about that at high school or anywhere, university. And even a lot of spiritual teachings seem to miss that. But there is a divine plan to things, and that's what it's called. The file in the group for now is that this is the divine plan. And so that is energetically out there already. So even if you don't have anyone to talk to about it, you can tune into the frequency of that divine plan and live at that frequency, and you're just sharing it energetically, even when you're in the presence of people that aren't ready to necessarily hear it right yet, or in a way that you understand it. But you'll start to just, without saying too many words, people will start to ask you questions about how you can live at such a high vibrational frequency, and then you can tell them, oh well, it's because there's this new monetary system coming. I have no fear, and that's what I've been doing, and it's really fun.
Well, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Henry. Yeah, there is a divine overlay. For anyone watching, Henry and I would not even be here and the rest of us doing this if there was no chance and no hope. For the very reason we're even here speaking about it is because there is more than hope. This is the reality. So, and there is another level of assistance that's going on. And again, if we were not, let's say, backed by something higher than existing governments and bankers, we would not even be doing this because it would not be, you would not have a chance. So, again, for that very reason, yes, divinity is involved with this, and that is also another reason why it's imminent. And we're here to liberate the whole planet and take them out of the savagery. However, each one needs to be responsible, step up to the plate, and support this. So we do it. And of course, it's each one's decision, but you have the choice of what to do with it. And as Henry said on the website, we have that coming. We are anticipating March 1st, hopefully sooner, but we require some more IT assistance as well. So, any of you watching this, that we do this mostly on a volunteer basis. We don't wish to commercialize it or make it look like it's about us getting money. It's not. We're all volunteering to the degree that we can to make this happen for all of humanity. And the great rewards are just on the other side of this. So anyone that can assist with IT, with the construction of websites and programming, please reach out to I or Henry or Christina Cowherd, which is Christina's doing an amazing job, and call her. She's doing so many jobs, so she's let's say the boss of getting everything ready, which she is, and she's totally amazing. So contact either one of us for now, and of course there in the future we'll have a few more that you could contact. So Yeah, so where's it happen? It's happening on planet Earth through all venues. When? Okay, when is this happening? Well, it already began. You know, we initiated this a few months ago, perhaps, I think in December, late December or early January is when we initiated this to begin to get the word out and to get it going. Now, when does it come to fruition or completion? Well, that depends on the support. Once we reach that certain amount of signatures, let's say 1.7 billion, then you start seeing things happening very quickly because you create just large enough voice at that point that you, what if there is governments at that time, if they're still in existence, they have no choice but to support this because they are supposed to be representatives of the people. And if they impose this full freedom for humanity, it quickly shows what they are and it puts them into a very, very small minority situation, especially when you look globally that the world leaders and governments is perhaps less, way less than a million in total. You can see where that's no match for a 1 billion person voice as well standing up. So you see, they must comply as well. And they could not, before a people, say that they don't agree with this. This wipes out poverty and wipes out the stress of anyone ever needing to worry about money again. And when you look at the classes of society and the poverty rate, uh, don't fully look at the statistics they put out there by the governments because they're not real statistics. The truth is that the lower and lower middle classes are huge, and that there is really only a small higher class and a higher middle class, but the numbers, the majority, are below that. And so, having said that, don't believe the statistics that are out there by governments because it's actually not true as well. So, when this could happen, and let's say it doesn't take very long. So, by each one of you spreading the word about this, it goes viral, it fans out, and I would say in about 6 months and even less, we can have this your full, comfortable, unlimited money activated for each one. So it can be done in about 2 months as well, and it can be done in the blink of an eye with very good, surprising circumstance come in. But also know that when you're supporting this, governments are paying attention as well. So it prompts them to, let's say, get into a game of poker. However, it's a game they cannot win, but they have no choice if they get in that game to try to win, which makes it more exciting and to see how we advance humanity that way as well. So it's a win-win all over though anyway. So everyone gets to win with this. There's no discrimination. It's whoever decides to register to support it, and we create it. And at the time we get to 1.7 billion, if it takes that, then we begin to go into creation mode of the money and to take the other steps into phase three. And believe me, we do have what you call professionals of this world that are there and are watching, and some are coming on side. Over the years, I know one's in the banking, one's pretty well in every profession, and I have in the past spoke with some important ones. So I need to be meticulous with what I say, because usually the ones that have ill intent that are in high places, I usually don't talk to them. It's the other ones that have a good heart and they're in the higher places in professions, but out of their fear that they did have, they don't reveal who they are. But just to let you know, that will be changing in the future as well. And I fully feel you'll see important names showing up, and supporting this and promoting it as well. Because again, it's imminent and it's common sense and it's the humane thing for anyone to do. So if you see any opposition by professionals, you should question them. So
Yeah,
that's the one. Anything, Henry? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. For the win, it was like when you present it to people, if they aren't, it's one thing if they don't understand, really what's going on. But if someone opposes it, very quickly it's obvious that they're not for humanity, because the whole idea is that we're uniting all peoples together and we all benefit, the whole planet benefits. And so if someone is against that, then it's really obvious, what side of the fence they're on, in terms of darkness or light. And yeah, so it becomes very obvious. So the more you spread it, the more the quickly change happens. Yeah, either way for the people you share it with, right?
Yeah, indeed. So at this time, I would like to say what some may call them as online trolls or what have you. They will come in and try to attack this and manipulate with comments and all of these sort of things. So these are what you would call remnants of the darkness or the resistance. But I need to say at this point that all governments and even all banks, they have what you call boiler rooms of ones that are they're paid touts, they're paid trolls to come on and to steer uh, content, what's on there in the government's favor or in the bank's favor or what have you. And within all of the stock markets and on investment message boards, they're prevalent there. The banks have them there to steer stocks and to trick retail investors, and so it was all manipulation. But just to say that, in these early stages, when you see opposition from comments that ones are attacking it, you need to know that these are actually paid by the institutions that were, let's say, supposed to be supporting you. So it's very good, as Henry says as well. Then you see why we got to do this as well. That their intent is uh, not of compassion and sharing. It's out of selfishness and greed, and it is savage, yes, when you don't have each one helping the other and try to take from them what they can, and you know the story. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
and there's just
mhm.
one other thing that I felt like I should share is that like I said, there's a difference between one that doesn't understand and one that's like saying that it just doesn't, that it's a bad, that kind negating or saying that it won't work. Because someone might be saying it won't work without understanding just how easy it is to unify everybody, and how actually having the new money will make everything so easy for us to be unified and work together, because we're actually creating this money as together for everyone, and then we'll all be supported by ourselves collectively, and it's going to be beautiful and magnificent. And it's such a huge comparison from everybody's lives until now, because they've been run by such darkness. It's just a huge comparison, and so if people don't get it straight away, like, that's okay. Just but don't question yourself. Don't question to yourself whether it's possible, because in your heart that of course it is possible. It's just a big, like I said, a huge comparison. But the more you share that it is possible, and like the more you'll understand it. And if you're not quite getting it, read the questions and the questions and answers on the Facebook group, or go there and find them. And Christina is putting together a frequently asked questions thing, and because it is so simple, it's kind of hard for the intellectual mind to kind of grasp, but really it is as simple as that. And so, like I'm saying, like with the win, like it could happen instantly if everybody was just ready to accept that we can make this huge leap. But if people aren't ready in this moment right now, but the ones that are will be, and then we share. And when I say slowly, to me 6 months sounds like a really long time, because I walk around and I can see the need for the shift, and I can feel the shift, and I can see that people are getting ready for it. And so like the win, it could be 1 month, it could be 6 months, but it's really it comes down to like each person's interaction with another person when they're trying to explain it. Like, don't give up on just trying to get someone to understand it if they're interested, because they don't understand it straight away. But just keep trying to see from that person's perspective, and ask fun questions like, why wouldn't we want this? Why wouldn't you want to just like create our own money for nothing? And ask kids too, like ask a 12-year-old in front of other adults, and the 12-year-old might teach the whole group of adults, just about how simple it is.
Yeah, exactly. And what they would want, the full freedom, and not going to, let's say, school for 25 years and then college perhaps for 8 or 10, to get out of college and have a huge debt, and to then have to work until they die to pay off their debt. Like, that is absolutely preposterous. Yeah, so yeah, the children would say, no, there has to be a better way, and there is, and this is the way that does it for all, so that you don't need all of this. And with the schooling, that will also transition for all the children, that they will not be reading the irrelevant or learning the irrelevant things, and it'll be more refined, and they can learn what they wish to learn as well. However, those things have already been seeded for years, and they will fan out to support what the children wants as well. The important things, with this, children no longer need to learn about economy, banking, and history, and certain things. You no longer need that. It does not pertain even to the now and the future. All of that's imploding. It's an old world, and humanity is at the stage to create the new beautiful world where everything changes, and the children are free. They're not enslaved to a school system and incredible debt and a life of working. So this is this is the liberation for the children as well. All of us, it is time, and the majority of humanity now knows it is time as well, as a result of the last year, but really the last decade, where all of the corruption has been, not all of it yet, but the biggest part has been revealed and put out there publicly, for anyone that wants to go and really spend a few hours to start researching it. Some might get hooked and, spend days on it and saying, wow, and so the information is out there, how everything was corrupt as well, and much more going on. But our thing is not to get so much into really any of how things were. We're busy building this new for the for the people. So we just keep going forward, building, creating this new. It doesn't matter what governments or any opposition does. It doesn't matter. They cannot contend with the people. The people are the 99%. And, simple math, and everyone knows that 1% cannot compete against 99%. And then also when you add in the divine layer on top of that, which is omnipotent, then it's a no contest altogether. So it's just getting the people needs to do this, and the people need to support it, and this is what creates it. Now, next one, who's going to do this? Well, we all are going to do this together, and it's fanning out. More are joining this group all together, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And who's going to do it? It's all of us and everyone that joins. And who is going to, let's say, we have what we would call ambassadors, head ones, that once we have the voice, large enough voice, if we need to, then we put this proclamation with gathered autographs and signatures before the banks and governments, even if we need to, if they exist, and say, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to support us so we expedite this, or do we have to do it on our own? So if they say, no, we're not going to support, you need to do it on your own. Well, out of these 1.7 billion, you have professionals in there from all walks of society, IT, banking, and all of this. So we have within the people everything that we need to do this. We have the good people. There have been good people in banking and IT and even in governments. They may not have stayed there too long once they found out how everything worked. But guess what? Those ones that left governments and banking, they have all of the intelligence how things work. And those also are going to be joining this. So we don't need governments or banks. Now, what we do need when we go forward is we will need, for the leaders, what we will need is referendums globally. So instead of voting and all of this, it'll be the consensus of the people through referendums that will steer the administration. It'll be a governance of sort, but not really, because you will have the people, whatever we need to advance society, are going to be telling just these administrators is all they are, that are overseeing and doing what needs to be done. So, and at any time, the global people, if there is someone that is in there, but that will not happen that I see, but if there is an ambassador or someone in there, I mean, it's one or two or it's 12 people that 7 billion people just remove them, and that's all it is, and put in the ones with the good, humane intent. Because also at this level where you're at, where this foundation of what we're doing is built on total, absolute integrity and compassion and everything for humanity, you're not going to have the administrators being ones that are selfish or out for themselves or have ulterior motives. You are going to have the authentic, genuine ones that are doing this for all of humanity, that have the good hearts and that are doing the humane things. So who's going to be doing it? It's going to be all the people, but you will have ones that will administrate things, and these are going to be the higher consciousness ones, the ones that do have the genuine morals and ethics that a human should have, and these will be displayed within all of their acts, and it will be fully supported. So who's going to be doing it? There you go, and it's beautiful, and this is how it will work. Anything with the who On that,
Off
go
of
ahead.
what you said, just to add to that, the who and doing those roles you're speaking of just now, those people have already like agreed to come here and do those roles. That's what they want to do. That's what they came here to do. That's what they're naturally inclined to do with their abilities, you know? So like for you and I, part of what we're doing right now is making videos and talking about it. And part of what, other people are doing is like Christina, we said she's like the boss of everything. She's like doing all this stuff, but then we have some people working on the website, and then there's going to be some people that are more involved with the technology to distribute the money. Like everybody has like their little part, and some people are just they're still working to support their families, but they're just talking about like with their friends, sharing the word when they have a chance. Everybody divinely does what they're capable of. But the whole idea is, yeah, we're uniting humanity for the good of all. And when that's the basis of everything, anything that doesn't, conform to that, divine intention, it doesn't fit. And so there's nothing that doesn't fall within side of that good divine intention doesn't come along with this system. And so there's no need to doubt anything in the future, because the only thing that matters is that we all agree that we're here to unify and and do good things for everyone.
Indeed, there's not any selfishness within what we're doing. This is all for humanity. Every one of us individually can manifest and navigate through that old reality. This is not about us. It is about us, but it's about all of humanity. But I'm just making the point clear that we really do not, to survive, we did not need to do this, but it's not about us. And we're volunteering uh, our time for this. As for uh, on this huge mission that I have been doing in the past before we started this mission, I am funded by donations, but it's very conservative. And having said that, it is very conservative. And if you were to go, I guess, and look at the hours that we would put in, if you went to look uh, in the 3D, it's maybe pennies an hour, if it's even that. So this is not about money. This is about money, the new money, and freeing humanity. So uh, maybe you could add a little bit to that, Henry, what I'm trying to say. There's something else, but it just
Yeah,
didn't come out yet.
the old system, like money in the old system, is so different to what the new is creating, because with the old system, the money was created literally to control people. So, like, everybody that has small amounts of it is being controlled, and so for us, for as awakened ones, to charge for services and to it's you're taking money from people that don't have a whole lot, because that's the system that they're in. And so but with the new system, money is it's like totally different. It's like it's just everybody's going to have more than enough. So it's like it's not even like like we've got this concept of money that we're used to where there's a lack or an uneven distribution of it. And we're going to a system where there's more than you need. You're going to have more than you need. Like people don't that's the real abundance, is more than you need. And most people aren't aware of that concept. The masses live in cities, but if you've lived outside of a city, and you've grown food, or you have fruit trees, and you have that more, when you have more fruit on a tree than you can eat, that's abundance. You have more than you need, and that's what money is going to be like. And so you'll have more than you need with everything that money is required for. And so it's not about us needing the money, like you said, like you and I, Rick, because we can perceive and experience living in abundance and nature, where there are more fruit than you can eat, whether it's, literally talking about fruit or not. But with the new system, that's going to be everybody's life in all aspects, because the money we're creating is just as a means of exchange of abundance. It's totally a whole new way to experience money and exchange, currency or abundance.
Yep. Yep. Indeed. So yeah. So we're volunteering this, and the reward is when we get it all done, and it's a reward that's for everyone, and it's shared equally globally. And yeah, we create the comfort. See, with this, we don't have to set really any restrictions on the amount of money that we activate for each one. So we all come together and we activate our individuals' money, but as a group is how we do this. However, there does need to be a little bit of control upon this money to keep humanity advancing forward. And what is proposed is, perhaps 9 hours work a week or a month in the beginning. Well, a week, 9 hours of work at least, to show that you're contributing to society. But having said this, also, what you're going to have is, if you have a present job here working for 40 hours a week, you still can stay into that as we transition, and also get, if you sign and register, you also get your comfort money. Now, also, this is the comfort money. So when we activate this, what we're looking at now, perhaps the equivalent up here when we activate it is equivalent right at this point, but it can change if it needs to, about the equivalent of $12,000 US. And ones need to understand as well that the other currency, there's only going to be this people's currency, what the people have and administer. But during the transition, all other currencies are going to have to come to par, and also they'll be honored into this system. So existing wealth of ones, you're not losing anything. If you got $1 million in the bank, you transition it into this new system. You keep your house and everything. But with this new system, it is the full funding for the people, that if you have a homeless person on the street, then boom, let's say we activate $12,000 for them for their initial comfort payment, what will be give to every man, woman, and child upon the planet that registers. You also, they need the immediate funding for a house and a vehicle. So at this time, when we activate at the same time the initial payment for these ones that are registering, uh, that have already registered for that initial payment, if they need a house and a vehicle, they get it. And their basic needs is covered. Their comfortable needs above basic needs is covered by that initial 12,000 equivalent US dollar payment, and that may rise up. Um, so at this point, also, when you're at the same point, what you have is humanitarian projects that need to be funded, poverty stricken areas that need, let's say, some form of housing. All this money is created instantly in the blink of an eye. There's no lengthy paperwork or none of that stringent regulations and all of this. The money is created and put there, whatever anyone needs. So it's put there instantly. Um, yeah, so that's, I was going to say something else, but I just forgot what it was. Um, Anything to add to that, Henry? What I was rambling on about?
No, I think it's good. I mean, it's a good way of explaining. I will touch on it a little bit, just how like there's people have question, whether it's possible that we can do all these projects, have this new Earth and do things like the Venus Project and self-sufficient communities and so many things that can accelerate, the ascension of humanity going forward. These projects have been in the works for 10, 20 years, a lot of them, but they haven't happened because the old system wasn't going to fund things. We're going to dismantle it even faster, and now it's got to the point where these projects haven't happened at all, but we can make them all happen straight away, along with a whole lot of other, goodness by creating the new. And so it is going to happen. And by getting involved with creating the new, you're accelerating, creating of these wonderful communities or whatever projects you've dreamed of or been involved with that haven't come to fruition. It all happens faster as we go with first creating our own money. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just create whatever anyone needs with that funding to get it out there so that they can do all of this pronto and get it done. Having said that, there are, I don't have a number, but there are communities globally that have their own methods of exchange, of a monetary exchange. To various degrees and have been operating upon that. You have like many with their sort of own cryptos, and so you have communities that are more or less like this, going away from the old. You have so many of these globally, so we'd be bringing all of these communities also together to join and merge as this one huge voice to get this done. Um, because again, separation is what does not get it done. So we need to bring all of these huge groups that have been working on sovereignty and these villages, eco villages and self sustainable villages. We need to bring all of these together to create everything for everyone at once. So, how we do it? Well, I think we covered quite a bit of that, how we do it. And what I will say, uh, how we do it, we have initiated it. But as we go forward, many of these questions, how do you do that? And how do you do this? Well, we've created a huge think tank of professionals that very quickly, all there is a huge think tank of solutions and remedies. So there is no problem. So you ask how we do it. Once you have enough within this huge think tank of 1.7 billion, or even within 1 billion, you have all of your answers within that consciousness of all of these. So it's not about how you do it, it gets done. And this is how simple it is. However, I will say, even without the huge think tank, there are individuals that can do it on their own. Just tell the ones, here's how you do it. And I know how to do it. However, this is to take all of humanity and that participation in it to the degree. But, I will uh, be here to consult and to assist and to offer solutions if it's needed as we keep going along. But what I can say is that uh, this could be a very streamlined and refined direct path to the full fruition of this. It is simple. And once we get operating, it is so simple. You just need to change the way you think as we transition into uh, the full the full comfort. As your old jobs, you began to work less and less hours, and you began to more take away your stress. Then we look at, okay, where are we going to go now? Everyone's happy, everyone's comfortable. Are we going to build some other things? What are we going to do? So this is an evolution, but it's a very quick evolution as more come on board, because we're creating it all together. What is for the good for all. So you're no more borders, no more countries, and yeah, it's many good things that can be created very quickly by the people.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, like everybody has their part to play, you know.
I'll be right back. I'm listening.
Yeah, so like just to add on to what Rick was saying, you know, we could figure it out, or Rick could figure it out all on his own for everyone, but it's, you know, we only have so much time and time and space here to do things, and so by all uniting, you know, we it all happens so much faster. You know, like people understand, you know, there's an expert in every field of the 99%. The 99% of people have an expert in every field with a kind, caring, loving heart, and so there's somebody to figure out every little challenge along the way, whether they have the answer straight away or whether it takes a little bit of figuring out. It doesn't take long, and we are figuring it all out. And if you have, if you want to help, you know, get involved, because there's always, you know, a way anybody can contribute, whether it's just their presence on a call or one suggestion they might have, or it's an energetic thing. It happens on many levels, and it's all happening right now. So yeah.
Yeah, indeed it is. So, with what Henry said, anyone wishing to assist, we need the message translated into all languages globally. So, uh, ones with English that have multiple languages, please take it and translate it and distribute it into the other languages globally. To my knowledge, we already have Dutch, German, and French translations being worked upon. So that has begun. And we would wish Chinese for sure and Russian as well. But all languages globally. And, the Indian language, Sanskrit, well, Indian language anyway. And, all of the most prominent languages, and even some of maybe the not so well known language. What anyone feels, please translate it. And we wish to get this word out to all of humanity, everyone, because it's globally. It takes all of the people coming together as one, and we want to get it out to everyone. And the quicker we get it out, the quicker we get this done. um, so we require more IT ones to assist. And I know in the past I have known some of you at Google that when I was doing more focused on ascension teaching and the self empowerment, I know there were ones of you that worked at Google, ones that perhaps even worked at Facebook and some other areas with IT. So, having said that, if you're watching this, we could use your tech experience, perhaps assisting with the website and other IT things. We also ask. We want the country regional representatives to step up. So what this is if you're in a country and you want to begin to be the rep be a representation of the people of the country of that language, please just step up. And there's not just one rep from every one country. If there's five, come. Many hands make light work. So this is beautiful, and it gets the message out quicker. So please don't hesitate if you feel that you're able to be a representative, able to understand English will be great, and to get the word out, to translate it to your language and assist with that. So we are we are getting a pretty good number are answering. However, we need more. So don't anyone hesitate. We need all of the 200 plus countries represented or represented at least by one and even more. So please step up to those. We also want uh, group leaders. If you're on Facebook or Telegram or wherever you're at, and you're a group leader or you have a page that gives things to the groups, please get in touch with us on social media as well to get it out. Any foundation, get in touch with us if you wish to assist and participate and merge and unite. And that's what this is, unity of all. Now is the time. Yeah, so what do you think, Henry? I've said everything I wish to say, what I had wrote down.
Yeah, I'll just for questions. I'm not sure why the questions aren't popping up and Restream, but on Facebook here, yeah, no one has any questions. Just comments. I don't see any questions in the comments. Just people nice things, but no questions. So yeah, there's lots of questions in the questions and answers page on Facebook, and people can reach out to either of us or Christina. But I think I encourage people to reach out to me and Victoria on Facebook because we seem to probably have more availability to respond to people than Rick and Christina right now. Other than that, yeah, just I think we touched on a lot, Rick, so I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, we've been, on here about an hour. I'd anticipated Q&A, but this is long enough for now then. Yeah, and we can something with the chat, as we said, Henry, because only one came through here on this chat where I'm at here. So
yeah. So should we end it at that then?
yeah, I would say, yeah, this is got lengthy again. We try everyone to keep these as short, but seems like there's always so much to say. Yeah, I suggest let's wrap this up. And as Henry said, any cute questions and answers. And I believe Christina is preparing another post, perhaps, to put into the group where you can, or she already has it, I think, doesn't she, Henry? The post already, question and answer post, another one?
Possibly.
Okay. So in the group, I suggest for now we're using a Facebook group, and it's titled Rick Jors, the Global People's Monetary System. So anyone can look for that on Facebook.
Yeah, it's in the description of this video, the link to the group. And yesterday, Christina, she posted for people to comment any questions they might have because she's putting together the questions and answers for the website. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So I suggest if you're on Facebook for now to become part of that group. For information, also, we're on Telegram. We had started a group, just information stream on Telegram, and we need to keep expanding outward. So YouTube, that should be prepared now, I think, shouldn't it, Henry, by now? The YouTube as well.
Yeah, this will be on YouTube as well.
Perfect. Yeah. So we're just going to get out on all of the social platforms everywhere. Anyone that has seen this and you wish to get the word out, please share this everywhere you wish. And with anything we say, there is no ridiculous copyright or any. This is all free flowing and it has to get to everyone. So share freely as far as you wish.
Okay. Yeah, that's great, Rick. I don't have anything else to add, but thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. So we'll have perhaps a Q&A here at another time. So let's get this out and see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Rick. Love and light to you and all. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Henry, for us doing this together. It's great. And yeah, love and light, of course, to everyone. And thank you so much.